That's all it is.
Hey y'all.
Hey,
Hey,
we bought the suspense this time.
Good evening. Good evening, y'all. Welcome to An Unscripted Beautiful Life. I have none other than my mentor, my friend, my sister, Dr. Vikki Johnson. Let me read her
hello.
bio real quick.
Oh my goodness.
Got to.
So, Dr. Vikki Johnson is a transformational speaker, chaplain, spiritual mentor to many, best-selling author, sound bath healer, and founder of Soul Wealth LLC. Her mission is to guide women to manifest abundance, ease, and flow while creating a life they truly love. Her passion is to strengthen relationships among women by sharing life strategies for next level results. A graduate of Howard University in Washington, D.C., she also completed the Women's Entrepreneurship Certificate program at Cornell University. Her daily podcast, Soul Wealth Radio Show, is available on all podcast platforms. The show can also be heard live daily at 10 a.m. Eastern on dcradio.gov. Dr. Vikki has been a faithful member of Kingdom Worship Center in Towson and Columbia, Maryland for over 27 years. Her spiritual parents are Archbishop Ralph and Elder Deborah S. Dennis. She served under their leadership as the associate pastor of women for 18 years. She currently serves the ministry in leadership as an elder under their leadership of senior pastors Bishop Greg and Pastor Tanya Dennis. For almost 40 years, ain't no way 40 years. 40 years in the entertainment industry. She is an Emmy Award and NAACP Image Award winning media professional who worked at BET Networks for over 18 years. She currently serves in the mayor's office of cable television, film, music, and entertainment for the District of Columbia on the film team and other special projects. Hey, beautiful.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us this evening.
I am happy to be here.
So, how does it feel hearing all of that? I asked this question to everybody. So, I know you're used to hearing your bio, Miss International and all of them things. But how does it feel when somebody else reading your bio?
I really sit and take it in. I'm very contemplative and reflective,
Mhm.
grateful, absolutely grateful for what I consider to be blessings and opportunities and open doors that I could not script. Really, my life is the embodiment of what you all talk about. Every time you come on this platform, it's been unscripted. I just walk through the doors when they open, trust God in the process, and voila, it turns into, years and years of experience, many, many relationships, amazing relationships.
Mhm.
And I'm grateful for it. So that's how I feel. I feel grateful. I feel on purpose. I feel passionate. And again, I just cannot express, my gratitude enough for how it has all come together. Let me say that because at one point it was an unscripted mess. I didn't know what was going on, coming and going. But
Can
I'm
I
grateful.
can I ask you about that? Because I think I'm in the mess part right now, and so I'm trying to figure out how to navigate through that without feeling like I'm
Mhm.
losing my mind or like just I'm
Mhm.
about to quit everything, everybody, like I'm going to walk away. How does someone get through this? Now I'm taking my personal notes because I need to get on the other side of this thing.
One day at a time, sometimes one moment at a time,
Okay.
sometimes just doing the next thing because you don't know. Right. And so it's when God does God does his best work
Mm-hmm.
in times of uncertainty and chaos. And it's when we grow, it's an opportunity to grow. I can tell you that. And it's an opportunity to fill your treasure with wisdom. Like you have to live through your lessons so that you can turn around and teach them. And when I was going through it, Was I like, oh yes, I'm gathering up some lessons? It wasn't that. I was like, this is trash. You know, what is happening? And you get to a point where you surrender. That's what's powerful. Where you have to give up and stop trying to figure it out and trust God as it's being worked out.
That's
You
good.
know, it also requires perseverance is the word I want to use,
Hmm.
which is different from determination. You know, perseverance is almost like a no matter what. Perseverance is I'm going to make it, right? It's the hope in the midst of uncertainty. Whereas I think determination comes with confidence.
Mm,
Perseverance is a little different because frequently you're not confident because everything that you were trusting has fallen apart. So perseverance says, I'm going to get up and keep going. I'm not going to even try again because I don't even know what I'm trying. I'm just going to keep going. Because eventually it's going to become beautiful,
yeah.
right? Because the scripture says God makes everything beautiful in its own time. And our times and seasons, times and seasons belong to God. And so that's where my faith muscle was strengthened. And with every new level, every new dimension comes a different challenge. So it doesn't stop. You just become a master at the process and
Learn.
trust in the process.
You learn to bob and weave.
Yep. And you learn to pivot, and you learn that, at the end of the day it's going to work out because it always does. I just don't know how it's going to work out.
Mhm. I know, when I'm sitting in whatever this is, right? The scripture you had always given, talk about that I know you stand on is Job 22:21.
Agree with God quickly.
Agree with God quickly. What does that mean for you?
Surrender, living a surrendered life. That if I am experiencing something, God allowed it.
Mm,
And so I can trust that in the end, somehow it's going to work for my good. So I'm going to agree with God because the truth is, whether I agree or not, that's the way I have to go.
that's good.
So it's really more about my yes and my alignment and ultimately my surrender to the way that I'm being called to go. And sometimes it's not an audible call. Sometimes that's the only pathway that's left open.
Mm.
So I guess that's the way I'm supposed to go. And sometimes it's a be still and wait.
So that's the other thing I've been sitting in is to be still and know. So
Yep.
I was actually, sharing because what does be still and know look like, right? Does that mean I'm sitting and I'm not making any decisions? Is it me, getting in some quiet time and just being, quieting the distractions? Like, what does be still and know mean? And I know it's different for everyone, but like, what? Because you looking at me like, what you talking about? Like,
No. I was gonna say it would be different for everybody.
yeah.
Just like everybody's journey is different. So being still for one person might be actually being still, like sitting there just not doing anything, being able to open up your mind and close out the chaos. For somebody else, it might be go get into the chaos, and that may help them close their mind. So it could be different for everybody.
Mhm.
You know, I'm still trying to figure out what my be still is. Like, for real.
Yeah, and it changes, right? It changes because we live life in seasons. I heard Diane Wilson say that, and it's so profound to me. We live life in seasons. There's no one processing forever, right? Because once that vision manifests, then once that appointed time comes to pass, then you get a new vision and you have to then be prepared for the next level. So it's not a one and done at all. It's this level. And God, I agree.
Mm,
You know, because the alternative is to live a purposeless life.
purposeless life. Okay.
Yeah.
Purposeless life. What does the I'm
Mhm.
thinking like, I'll go break it down.
Well, somebody who is not living on purpose, who's not pursuing purpose, who is like, whatever. I'm gonna do what I want. I'm not gonna surrender. I know
Mhm.
you told me to do this or that. I'm not doing that. I'm
See,
just gonna get up every day and do what I feel like doing. We see a lot of people living like that. It's the status quo. It's going with the flow. It's I quit. It's the same thing, the same way every day with the same people or nobody. That's a purposeless life. It's living with no hope.
Mhm.
And the Bible says hope deferred makes the heart sick. So if you are living without hope, living a purposeless life, you're not going to live a long time if you don't pivot.
That's good.
Because no one can live with a sick heart,
100%.
right? And instead of utilizing your heartbeats for purpose, you're utilizing your heartbeats in hopelessness, which creates stress, which creates anxiety, depression, disappointment, all the emotional triggers that then turn into a lack of ease or dis-ease, and you're not going to live long.
Mhm.
That's what's so powerful about agree with God quickly so you can have peace and good come to you. Because the alternative is to disagree with God. And scripture says that the way of the transgressor is hard. It's hard.
Yeah, I don't need no more whoopings.
And so what 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 comes out in the end is am I living a life of hardness or am I living a life of preparation?
Come on.
So when you agree with God, even if it's a life of preparation and it's challenging at the time, you always have everything you need. And sometimes we are being stripped of what we thought we needed so that we acquiesce to the will of God for our lives quicker. A lot of things I thought I needed, a lot of people I thought I needed. I'm like, I'm good. But I had to go through the process. I had to take that journey that way so that the pruning and the purging could take place and the preparation could happen so that I can become this person. Because what happens, like, I love everything about what you all do, have done, and are doing, because it is the epitome of Ecclesiastes 9, I believe, that says God makes everything beautiful in its own time. But
No,
before the beauty in every process, before the beauty in every process is bloody, is painful, is nasty, it's exhausting. I mean, think about any process, pregnancy, caterpillar to butterfly. Ha! Jesus before the resurrection, Jesus on the cross, right? Like before you ascend and go up, and before you become seated at the right hand of the Father, and all things are under your feet, you got to be crucified. So the question is, what is your cross?
Mm.
And Jesus said, I don't like this. As a matter of fact, I want you to take it from me. Then he waited a little bit and was like, okay, not my will, but your will, right? And on the other side, on the other side, the Bible says he got up with all power and then ascended. So that's where the hope comes in, right? I'm going to do it, God. I don't like it, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it because the alternative is to turn around and go back the way I came from. And that's not really cool either. I don't want that.
Yeah.
Trying to
So
see what
I'm
that
going
got.
to take my chances. I'm going to take my chances with you. And all things work together.
Hmm.
All things work together. So another thing that I did to get through those moments was I just focused on what mattered in the moment.
Okay.
What do I have to do? Eat, get some water, go brush my teeth, lay down, go to sleep, take a shower, go to work, come home, go to church, come home. I didn't do a lot of socializing because I didn't feel like peopling. And what happened? My ears got attuned to God's voice because the noise is quiet behind the mountain now. Now, when you on top of the mountain, it's crowded, it's loud, people are everywhere, invitations are everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Come do this. You want to do this? Hey, what y'all doing? We coming over. Y'all want to come over? You want to do this? You want to do that? But when God calls you behind that mountain, it gets quiet and it gets scarce in terms of people.
I'm done. Like,
You said unscripted.
like if y'all ain't if this wasn't for nobody else, it was for me. Listen, okay.
I mean, look, let me tell you something. I didn't even know what we was gonna talk about. I'm about to make y'all laugh. When I was in that place that you described that you in, you know what I used to eat all the time? Oodles and noodles.
I don't even see you as somebody to eat oodles and noodles.
No. not, not one bit. But she said that's
Unscripted.
her go-to.
Listen,
But you know why? You know why every now and then I eat some oodles and noodles?
you gotta
Because I want to remember.
Yep. Yep.
And it puts me, I didn't even know we was gonna talk about this. I just was driving home from work. I was like, you know what? I want me some oodles and noodles. And there was a point in my life where this is what I ate every day. I just made it look different because I put it on a different plate.
Mm-mm-mm.
And that's what I always say. Can't be a coincidence. Can't be. Ain't no such thing.
Because guess what? Yesterday I had a steak.
Listen.
Yesterday I had a steak. But I went through my season of I went through my season of oodles and noodles. 'Cause that's all I could afford. And honestly, that's all I wanted. Because the journey had me exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I was like, oh, let me just eat some oodles and noodles. I'm gonna make sure the baby, has something to eat, that my child is good. I'm not gonna ask anybody for help, outside of the circle of accountability and support that was around me. And every now and then, God would send, I'm going to use this metaphor, every now and then, God would send a raven to feed me. It could be after church. Somebody would be like, Vikki, you want to come over for dinner? Why don't y'all come over for dinner? Or I'm gonna take y'all out. Or in the mail comes a gift card. Or you know what I'm saying? So I knew that I was moving in the right direction because God would give me evidence. Like, I'm gonna leave this right here on the pathway. Okay, yeah. I'm a if somebody would say, give me one of your bills to pay, or give me two of your bills to pay. And they would pay it for me. Um, and I'm talking about it was tight. So my my place of purging and pruning and preparation and perfection looked like house going into foreclosure and foreclosed on, car getting repossessed, um, friends walking away, bankruptcy. If you can name it, I've been through it. Okay. So now, and I distinctly remember saying, God is quiet. Like nobody's calling me to check on me. I call people, they don't answer, or nobody's home, and I'm not saying they intentionally weren't available. Maybe they were, or they weren't. I don't know. I didn't really go too deep in it because I really got to a point like, okay,
Right.
this is what it is. Like, okay. And I remember God saying to me, I'm not allowing anybody to answer the phone.
Mm.
This is me and you. I said, okay. And I was early in my journey. That's where agree with God quickly came from. When God said to me, it's me and you. I said, okay, show off then. Go off and show off. God. Like I have an attitude. Go off and show off. Go off then. Okay. Show off. Don't embarrass yourself. And that's been my relationship. I agree with God quickly so that I can have peace and good come to me. This time that we're living in, it's a lot of people getting ready to go through Gethsemane if they're not in that garden already.
Mm-hmm.
Because every new dimension requires a different preparation.
Mm.
You can't put new wine in old wineskins. Can't do it. And the
Wow.
beautiful, I love that word. The beautiful thing is, you don't know what it's going to look like. You think you have an idea of what you want it to look like, but oh, I, is this making sense? I kind of feel like I'm rambling. Maybe it's the
No, no,
oodles
no.
and
It
noodles.
it this makes perfect sense
Nah, you
because
fine.
everything I think you just talked about is kind of like everything that I've been feeling, like how there's people around, but I still have felt alone. Like there's, like I'm in this and like I'm, like I'm trying to reach out, but it doesn't fit, people are responding, but it doesn't feel that way. And I'm just, it's hard to explain. I
No,
know
I got it. I understand.
that
I understand it. But this is the opportunity. This is what I want to say. The practice, this is so powerful. I hope it blesses you all. The practice is, how do I want to feel?
mm,
How do I want my life to feel? In order to accelerate and get into this quantum portal and pace, you want to know and then practice, how do I want to feel about my life? And I used to say, I want to feel like I'm on the beach every day, because you get to choose. You can choose to sulk in it and be mad, or you can practice feeling the emotion of the new place or the place you're on your way to. So let me tell you what I did. Like, it wasn't just imagining and visioning. I took action. So when I got that, how do you want to feel? I was this close to being homeless. Would put my baby in the car. I'm saying baby, but she my daughter was elementary school, right? But she's
Always
still
your
my
baby.
baby. She's
They
always
always.
my baby. She's
Yes.
31. Okay. She has her own baby. Like, she's my baby. I would put her in the car and on just drive around to new home developments and walk through the models
Mm,
and just look at beautiful things. This is how I want to live. This is where I want to spend time. This is how I want to be. I would go to boat shows and just walk on the docks and look at the yachts. And we didn't even have social media like it is now. There was no TikTok, there was no Instagram, there was no Facebook. I don't even think YouTube was what it was then, what it is today. So I literally had to use my imagination and look at magazines. And that is what is being stripped away from us. All the accoutrements of pretentiousness. I'm not talking about y'all, I'm just talking about us as a culture,
mhm.
as a community. All the crutches and stuff that we thought we needed, they being snatched.
Mhm.
And what it is creating is a mirror for all of us to really come to terms with, who am I? If all of this is taken away from me,
That part.
who am I with nothing?
Mhm.
Who am I? And this is the great news. Once you come into alignment and agreement with who you are, like, this is who I am, whether I have everything I want or whether I have nothing, this is who I am. And you can't know that identity with things until you embrace that person with nothing.
That's good. Mm,
Because when you embrace that person with nothing, guess what? Now God can trust you.
Mm.
Now God can trust you, because when people say, how did you do that? How did you get that? Your testimony, you become a testimony. Your testimony is, God did it. I, I don't even know. God did it. God sustained me. God blessed me. God opened that door. And when I tell you that is my life, you're like, God did it. I can't even explain it except to say God did it. And I am the same person today that I was then, in terms of how I entreat people, because it was all taken away from me. It was all taken away from me. So when God began the restoration in my life, the things, the relationships did not make me who I am. I was already clear about who I am. So it gets better. Let me turn the corner. It gets better.
mhm.
It really does. This is a season of clarity. Looking at what matters. Do I have my health? Do I have my right mind? Do I have people who love me? truly love me. And I got to see who loved me. And the people who loved me with nothing are the people I keep close to me now in my season of harvest and fruitfulness.
Yeah.
Because God doesn't bless us to curse us. Thank you, Bishop Joel Anderson. God does not bless us to curse us. It might be a little lean, but God doesn't bless us to curse us. The promise is still the promise.
That part.
That's a shirt. Serious.
The promise is still the promise. What the child say? We don't quit, we finish, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
We rest, but we don't quit. We finish. And my oodles and noodles still warm. Ain't God good?
Yeah.
Because
Listen,
this is unscripted. So I said I was going to eat my oodles and noodles.
you are more than welcome to eat your older noodles. You
Thank
already
you
know.
so much.
You already know. Hey, beautifuls. Thank y'all for joining us.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't even know where to. I had a few questions. Okay, so this year, well, first, thank you again for being on here with us this evening, and also
Mm-hmm.
coming to a beautiful encounter to do the sound
Mm-hmm.
bath, speaking, whatever you're gonna do,
And saying
Mm-hmm.
yes.
and thank just for your yes. Thank you. Um, so this year's theme is living beautifully in power, purpose, and presence. What does it mean for you to live beautifully?
Clarity,
Okay.
compassion, consistency, and contemplation. First with myself, first with me. I want to be clear. I want to be compassionate to myself. I want to be consistent. I want to be confident. I want to be all those things for me first. That's living beautifully,
Mm,
enjoying my own company. That's living beautifully. And so then that's what I'm able to pour out to others from my overflow because I enjoy my company.
that's good because I think a lot of times we will give to everyone else and we'll get the leftovers. And then by the time we get the leftovers, there's nothing left because we've given to everyone else. And you know, with self-care, like you have to be at the top of your list. You've always said to us, you can't pour from an empty cup. So you have to fill your cup first. And like you just said, everyone else gets the overflow. And that's how we have to live life. And I'm saying this because I'm saying this to myself, like, okay, I've put everyone else first. Now it's time for me to who am I wrote the question, who am I? Can I trust me?
Yeah, you have to know when you've had enough. You have to know when you're empty.
Hmm.
And I've had those moments. So I know what they feel like. And I know when I'm headed in that direction. So I know how to interrupt it. Like I have to just stop, hard stop. I'm not going. No, I'm not coming. Catch y'all next time. I love you. I won't be there. And that's a time to stay at home, sleep, read a book, watch, catch up on movies, whatever. Go sit by the water, spend time with your family. You get to choose. That's the beauty. You
Yeah,
get to choose what fills you up. So
that's
choose that. Lean in the direction of the things that fill you up.
okay. Because I even was saying that, okay, this year's event, I'm not going to speak. I'm going to sit and get filled. Because I'm like, you know how
Why not?
and I think, but that was, I think that because we've made the decisions to shift and go for a smaller room, so now it's a more intimate experience, that I actually will be able to get and sit down and receive what's taking place, and instead of worrying about the flow of how everything goes. It's like, no, I get to sit and really enjoy it this time and take it all in. So I'm grateful. Like, yeah, the journey hurts, and God uncovers more and more of why, but it's just, can it hurt a little less?
Well, I think the question is, why does it hurt?
Mm,
And that is for you to go inward.
okay.
What about this hurts? Why does this hurt? Because there was a time where I had less
Mhm.
and I was content. So why does this hurt? That's a question to ask and sit in meditation and contemplation. Why does this hurt?
Mm,
Why do I feel this way about this place that I'm in? What does that mean to me? What does it mean for me?
mm,
And that's when you get to decide, now, how do I choose to move forward? Because you could stop hurting at any time.
mhm.
They're good, Andre. I see you smiling. I love my oodles and noodles.
I was about to ask you what flavor were they,
Shrimp.
and when I seen it, I said those got to be chicken or shrimp because the
Mhm.
beef is a little darker. So I said that's some chicken or some shrimp over there,
Shrimp, honey.
I love it. I am
and the fatness in me almost smelled it too. So don't judge me.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
um oh, I don't have nothing else.
You can you can choose. You can say your affirmation can be, I choose not to be hurt about the place that I am in because I trust that things are getting better every day.
That's good.
Hurt repels. Joy attracts.
Mm-hmm.
So I choose to be joyful because I have my right mind, I have strength, I have relationships, I have people that love me. God is clearing away people that needed to go. You know, there are reasons we can find to be joyful, and there are reasons we can find to be hurt. You get to choose. That's how you pivot up out of it. Okay, I'm done. I choose to no longer be hurt. I'm going to live it out. I'm going to walk it out with joy. Like,
Yep.
starting now,
Yep.
I'm going to walk it out with joy.
Cause look, we already made the decision. Well, let me say, she made the decision. She going to that smaller room, and who gonna be there? Need to be there. Who
Well,
don't?
God does big things in small spaces.
Yeah,
Don't get it twisted.
at
This
all.
Yeah.
is the season of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the season of that.
So I like I told you, the young lady who sends out those messages. Remember, that we can't switch our role with God's role. We only plant that seed. So whoever's gonna be there will get that seed.
I hear
That's
you.
on you if you ain't come. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, I know that. I think for me, um, I need to sit. I already know that, but I got my notes.
It's going in a
It's
nice.
going all kind
Yeah,
of
it's she
directions.
got it. It's today's Earth Day. It's going around the Earth. It is going around the Earth.
And Katrina, I'll also share, right, that the status quo is that bigger and more is better.
Mm-hmm.
That's the status quo. That's why likes and follows and followers and are so important to a lot of people. That's why people were having conniptions when TikTok was going away, went away, and then came back.
Yeah.
And so when you are relying on people's applause in the form of likes, follows, buying a ticket, showing up, when you rely on that, when it's no longer there, it takes everything away from you. Versus like in the sound healing space, what other practitioners say is your tribe will find you. The people you are called to serve in this way will show up. It doesn't matter what other people are doing. Your people will show up. It's the same in our mentorship community. It's not just a group, it's a community. And there are people who are like, Vikki, you should have thousands of women in that group. No, I shouldn't, because I had a group with 8,000 women in it. I had that. Then it went down to 2,000 women. Then it went down to 500 women. Then it went down to 100 women. Now it's less than 50, and I love it. Because who I am is not tied to how many people are connected to me.
That's good.
And when the number of people connected to me no longer matters, then God can trust you with the multitude.
That's so good. Mm.
Okay.
You
Glad
I
we
don't
got
think
this
you were
book.
around. I don't think you were around when I attracted a big space. That's when I had my Girl Talk Unplugged, the ultimate
Yeah, I think
getaway.
I came in a year or two after that.
And I had 250 women in that room. That was the first and last time I did that. And believe it or not, by choice, because I like intimate spaces.
Mm-hmm.
Because I pour at such a high level. I pour at such a high level that in intimate spaces, I am most fulfilled. And I pour into intimate spaces, and those in the intimate space go out and pour into the multitude. So I'm still reaching the multitude.
Just yes.
Like Jesus spoke to the multitude, then he got the 12, and from the 12, he got three. And then of the three, John was the only one he said was his beloved. So the world says, right? Listen, y'all, this the world says get more, get more, get more, get more, get more. But when you are in divine alignment, it's the opposite of that.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean that your impact lessens. Oprah is a perfect example. People thought she was crazy when she stopped her show. She's the Oprah Winfrey Show. People thought she had lost her mind.
She was
But
going
after
to.
doing that, she reached more people. She started a magazine, she was in movies, she did her tours.
Yeah.
And most of the time, she's spending her time, if she's not with her man, she's with Gail and impacting the world. Small spaces.
Thank you for that. Hey, Team Childs. Thank you, Sabrina. No, oh,
You
hey.
don't want a lot of people, you want the right people.
There you go.
Yeah,
There you go.
that was
Because miracles happen in the midst of the right people.
that was one thing I learned maybe the last week or so. That yes, I was looking at the number because I was looking at everything that I was doing, whether it was for the conference or for the mentoring program, and I was looking for um a certain outcome. And if it didn't happen, then I was thinking I was failing or that it wasn't working. Um, and Andre had to remind me as well as some others that I'm just planting the seed. And he brought up what you talked about at the conference and how um you're not going sometimes you're not going to reap in the same season you sow, or whatever it was. You're not gonna this. You may not reap in the season that you plan on. However you said it, but
Yeah,
it
I
just
said that you don't reap in the same space often that you planted. That's
and
not where the harvest is coming from.
yes, and that was for me the thing that yes, God, I I got out of alignment on that because I was like, oh, last year's number we filled to the capacity, so let me go for the bigger room this year because all the things. But then administration hit, and so it was like, ooh, what's happening? What's going to happen? And then you see the registration slowing down. It's like, okay, let me pray on this. God was like, reach out to the hotel. At first they was like, no, we can't reduce anything. And then what, 2 weeks ago maybe?
Look at that
Shit.
unscripted. See how my light went off? It just came back
Oh, I
on.
didn't even see that. The hotel was like, hey, we are willing to work with
That
you
that's
towards
that was an example though.
the
The light went off and it came back on so quickly you didn't even
I
see
didn't
the
even
light
see
off. That that is a revelation right there. Because
it.
we can feel like we're in darkness and God can turn a light back on so quickly
That we
that
don't
you nor others even have
Yeah.
the recognition that you were in darkness momentarily. Where
Mhm.
you are is a moment of darkness. And when God turns the light on, like if you weren't saying this right now, people wouldn't even know. Because you're so surrounded by light, people wouldn't even know that you feel like you're in darkness.
Wow.
Okay, I'm sorry, but go ahead. You were saying the hotel.
No, because
I
that's
think I need to eat oodles and noodles more often because Andre, listen, the downloads. Look, let me take another one while you go ahead and finish explaining. Let me
no.
eat another.
Look, what you to be saying? I say,
This
man, I
video might
remember.
go. This live might go viral because they're gonna be like, that girl was sitting there eating oodles and noodles while she was doing. I show him, look
Yeah,
good.
but this is and this is why this title will always remain unscripted because you just never know.
It's about flowing, and
Yeah.
I think that was where I got off at of of having or being tied to this big thing and not realizing that that's not his intention.
Mm-mm. Not yet, not yet. But it may not be at all. But at least
But
not
May
yet.
I may I offer something? Look, can I raise my hand?
yes, ma'am.
I want to challenge you. I want to challenge you to redefine big.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to just challenge you to invite you to redefine big.
Okay.
It's just like when we redefine what success means to you, because success means differently to everybody.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
your big may be a grand thing, but is that God's big? Is that what He has in store for you? You know. So
Yeah.
you got this. I always I'm gonna stand
No,
behind you
and that,
like
that's
like
is
a
very
kickstand.
that's very valid, and I think that's been it's almost as if um I was riding in the car and I was like, God, I already knew who I was. We went through this process when you came out with hello, my name is beautiful. And he was like, but yeah, but now it's time to get to the little crevices that you keep ignoring. Those little spaces. And I'm just like, but I'm good, right? I'm hello, my name.
Not yet, not yet, not yet. He's still showing you not yet.
But that's the thing, is like when you think, when I have moments of how can I get somebody else to see the beautiful if I'm in that dark, but what you just said right now about the light, like it's always there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing that I have to hold on to. And you always, when you talk about the imagination and visioning, what do I want my life to look like? I've realized that I've stopped dreaming about that. Like I've stopped putting myself in like my day of my new life. Like, what do I want my life to look like? And I've stopped doing that. And I need to get back to that. I need to get back to that.
Yeah, with a quickness. With a quickness. The sun is always shining above the clouds. If it's cloudy on the ground and you get on a plane during the daytime, When
It's
you get
all
above the clouds, the sun is so bright up there. So you have to ascend. You have to go higher. The higher you go in altitude, the lighter it becomes.
you said that. Yep.
So you have to get off the ground, take off. Might be some turbulence, right? Because the greatness usually has to do with weather. But you gotta get off the ground and go higher. And the higher you go, as soon as you break through those clouds, the sun is so bright.
Don't take no parachute. Can't jump out. You gotta keep going.
Gotta keep going.
Take no parachute, babe.
I can't hit the eject button.
Mm-mm. 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 Not at all.
Mm-mm-mm.
Gotta keep ascending. I love that. I never heard no one say that before. Sun shit still shines through those clouds. You just gotta get past them.
Well, um, I done lost the question I was just getting ready to ask.
Ah,
So I guess without, I mean, they've experienced you already from tonight, but without giving away so much, like what can they expect at a beautiful encounter? I know you're gonna do a sound bath, and you have time to talk if you want to talk, and or however you want to flow. You
shit, I
have the
got them chills up.
space. So
Transformation.
okay.
That's what I'll say. Transformation, whatever that looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever that looks like. Because I'm constantly growing.
That's
I'm a lifelong student, constantly growing.
Mm.
So as I transform, when I'm privileged to serve others, they transform because they're a recipient of my growth.
good.
Mhm.
That's good. I'm gonna end it on that note. Y'all better go follow
Hey,
Dr.
you can't.
Vikki.
You
I
can't.
think it's on all socials, all things Vikki. Is that it? All things.
Correct.
Just go on every platform. Go follow her. That's all I'm gonna say. But get your ticket for a beautiful encounter to experience her in her awesomeness. Like she
I
could really
love
be
y'all.
walking in the room without shoes on, and she need to feel her feet in the ground. I mean,
Just
most
being
laid
grounded.
back, yeah, grounding, 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 grounding. But we thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, he
You
got
know, the last thing I'll say is that I started living in perpetual peace when I became okay knowing that I would never fit in.
Oh, why you gonna give us that right?
I don't even want to ask my question now. I'm gonna leave it like I'm leaving it at that.
Look,
I'm
and
not
she
gonna ask my
took
question.
another bite of oodles and noodles,
Listen,
though.
I'm not about to even ask my question. I'm not gonna ask my question.
That was the mic drop.
I'll ask it on June 15th. No. What's my time? 14th. I'll ask on the 14th.
Oh goodness.
That's when I started living in perpetual peace, really.
Mm, mm, mm.
My life, I've always been a thumb. When I became okay with that, everything became okay.
It reminds me of is it the Santa Claus show that had to see a misfits like the Misfit Island in one of the oh, I'm going back the years. It was a Santa Claus series, and it was like the Island of Misfits or something like that. Like that's what you feel like.
I don't think I seen that
You had to, honey.
But you know what? I don't even feel like a misfit. I feel like other people are misfits
Mm.
one.
because this is my world.
Yep.
That's good. That's good.
So
That's
I don't
good.
feel like a misfit. This is my world, right? Led by God. And if it doesn't fit, I don't force it,
Understand it. Yes.
right? I don't force it. And I'm okay. And it doesn't make one side good and one side bad. It just no longer is in alignment, or it never was in alignment, or it doesn't fit. And so that's when you can live in the ease and exhale of God because you're not forcing anything.
That's what you would say about trying to put the circle in the square,
Yeah.
however your little thing
Yeah.
was the last time.
Squares can't fit in my
Mm-hmm.
circle.
Mm.
Yeah.
So this has been
How,
awesome, y'all.
how much you
We
try?
thank you.
Thank you
I
for coming on
Yeah,
again.
I can't thank you enough. You already know.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
I'm
Always awesome
excited.
with you.
Y'all get your tickets. I look forward to seeing you. Look forward to serving. And I look forward to supporting
Yeah,
Mr. and Mrs. Beautiful.
thank you. Yep. Get your tickets, a beautiful encounter.com. Follow Dr. Vikki on all things social, all things Vikki.
Mhm.
Um, catch her radio show on, I can't remember the website. What's the website for the radio show?
They can listen to replays via my website, VikkiJohnson.com,
Okay,
or on their favorite podcast platform under dcradio.gov.
got
You
it.
on XM Radio?
DC Radio and XM, yep.
I need an XM station. Oh dang! I just canceled that joint. I'm gonna break down the DC one. God.
HD4. It's WHUR HD4, their station. I think it's 140, 145 or something like that. But it's on Spotify, SoundCloud,
Go to the car.
all of those.
Got it. Y'all follow her, but get
Love y'all.
Yes, we love you too. Thank you so very much.
Good.
We are announcing our last speaker next week, so y'all get ready for that one, and then get your ticket. And meet us in the room because I know it's going to be an awesome and amazing
Oh,
experience.
and we eat good.
And we that part,
That might get the sales up too.
that part, like we might be. Look, y'all gonna get fed this time.
Yeah.
And we eat good. We eat really good.
Yep.
But again,
So I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm grateful and honored to be a part. So thank you for including me again. It was
Thank you
amazing
for
last
doing
year.
that. Thank you.
yes.
All
Have you
right.
have you ever seen the movie Yes Man?
Yes, man.
Yeah, with Jim Carrey.
No.
Oh, you should watch it. You should watch it.
Where is it?
It's such an old movie. I don't know where you can
Oh,
find it.
okay. I'll
But,
check it out. Yes, man.
the when we went to the 12:12 and it was saying yes to God, it
Yes.
that made me think about that so much. But it's a comedy, but at the same time, it's one of those movies you're like, dang, all right,
It's life principles in it.
yeah, yeah. I love Jim Carrey. He's a great actor. But
I
the
think
movie,
so too.
yeah. So since you like Jim Carrey, you'll love this movie. Yeah,
Okay, I'm gonna go look it up.
and just
Okay.
let me know. Let me know what you think.
I am.
All
Yes,
right.
man. All
Thank
right.
y'all, beautiful. Y'all have a good evening. We'll see you on next week.
Thank you again.
Bye
Thank you
bye.
all for joining.
Bye.